Right, so I'm working on a video about a conversation between Michael Moore, aka the Amazing Atheist Without a Beard, and Owen, 12-year-old boy Jones. And while I was doing some research, I remembered a video I seen in a live hangout where the president of the Czech Republic was talking about the immigration crisis, which reminded me about a video of an interview I saw with Marky Smith, who is a musical hero of mine, purely for the fact that he made music and didn't compromise what he wanted to do or hear. Now, in his slurry fashion, he made an often overlooked point, which I think is quite important, after he talked about Labour, the left-wing party in Britain.
Mr.
The Fall is perhaps the biggest band in the world never to make it big. It's also, in truth, Marky Smith, and whoever he's currently put in the group. He famously once said, "If it's me and your granny on bongos, it's The Fall." His self-chosen digital exclusion also meant, he claims, he couldn't vote in last year's Labour leadership election, even though as a member of the Musicians' Union he wanted to.
Whatever you think, 45%, half the country is not interested in computers, doesn't want access to them, can't afford them, that's British. But why does everybody have to be online? That's not English to me.
Are you still a Labour man?
No, I resigned from the Labour Party in 1983, mate.
Why?
Falklands War.
Falklands War? Because you were pro-war?
I thought, fuck was a softie. Argentinians were Nazis and they needed to be destroyed. And Thatcher was a tool to do it.
I want to ask you about something else serious at the moment, which you alluded to jokingly earlier, which is migration at the moment and the refugee crisis, because you've got a huge number of Syrians in Manchester.
Yeah. What I don't understand is, why are all the men young? Why do they leave their wives and families at home? 2 million fellas could beat any army. What if my dad had gone to Ireland when in 1940, and my granddad? What if they'd gone to a neutral country like Ireland in 1940? What happened then? Nobody seems to ask that question.
Now see, that's British working class common sense. It's not racist, it's right. That has been beaten out of people simply based on the concept of white guilt. Now the concept of white guilt is racist and it's wrong. These questions need to be asked. We have fuck all to do with what happened in Syria. People have become so used to blaming us for what's going on in the Middle East that they lump any fuck up in with the whole argument. Yeah, we made some mistakes. However, we can't ignore the main contributing factor, that is the parties of God have been killing each other and the people caught in the crossfire and destroying the infrastructure of those countries. I'm tired of the upper middle class telling poor and working class people that they're racist when they see their homes and cities changing beyond recognition. Now what I mean by beyond recognition is things like the rise of rape gangs, consisting mainly of men of Arab descent, areas where young men go around enforcing their own morality on passers-by when it comes to how they think women should dress or, alcohol. Now, this still is nothing compared to what we've seen in places like Sweden or Germany. If you want to know what Islamic immigration looks like, Germany is a good place to start when it comes to what an open border policy does to a country when its doors are open to people from Islamic countries. There's a map I'll leave in the description showing the levels of different crime committed by immigrants since 2016 in Germany, which is staggering to say the least. The large majority of these people don't want to assimilate like other immigrants. They don't view themselves as British or European like other immigrants. They don't want to live by the laws and values that have led to some of the best living standards and equality the world has ever seen. They want to live by the values that have led to the mess their home countries find themselves in. And still, British working class people and anyone who speaks out against the status quo are still called racist for voicing their opinions, when they have to deal with the consequences of immigration in real time, and they're told to just roll over because their ancestors did some bad things. Well, I've got some news for you. Every race has enslaved every other race throughout history. Every country has done terrible things to other countries. How long should Europeans, turn the other cheek and dilute their culture for things they had nothing to do with? Should it be to the point of annihilation, and, a self-inflicted one at that?
If you smile, you are a crib. If you don't say it's very cold, you are drunk or too old. They say